blanket. Without warning, he violently snatched the littlest youngster, a 3-year-old girl.
I am so high.
Oh girl, look at him. Oh girl, look at him. You can't get like him. Can't use just like them.
What's up, Fronto family? Back at it again with another video. This time I'm gonna bring y'all some escaping kidnappers. Shit, smoke along with me. I'm hitting the bone so y'all can sing along. Maybe. I don't know. Y'all got the vocals, but shit, we finna get right into it. Let's go.
A menacing kidnapper flees down the street. In his arms, a toddler just snatched from a playground. But not.
It's a fucking baby in his hands. Why is he dressed like a fucking... He's just like an evil genius. It seems like a fucking, like, might be like a movie thing, how, you know, how, like, how motherfuckers get kidnapped.
Just snatched from a playground, but not so fast. It's big sister to the rescue. Look as the brave 8-year-old races after the kidnapper. She won't let him get away with her baby brother. And not far behind, her 10-year-old brother, also in hot pursuit. He's still got the baby stroller. Now the Wright kids, yep, their last name is actually Wright, are being credited with doing the right thing by thwarting the kidnapping of their little brother. It happened in the small town of Sprague, Washington. Population just 500. 8-year-old Delisha and 10-year-old Brendan were playing in a park near their babysitter's house. With them, baby brother Owen, who was just 22 months old. The kidnapper grabbed little Owen and took off. A surveillance camera outside a grocery store captured the frightening figure running down the street. He almost looks like Frankenstein. Delisha screamed her head off as she followed the real-life monster, drawing the attention of these teens.
It really turned into blood-curdling screaming.
When you kind of pick up, there's a girl running behind him. He's running down an alleyway with a kid. Things don't look right.
A man grabbed about a 2-year-old baby child and was running with it. The little kid started screaming.
Kathleen Beatty, the personal safety expert known as the Safety Chick, says making a racket is exactly the thing to do in such an emergency.
Using your voice, using your words, screaming, yelling, help, stranger danger, this is not my father, can be the difference between life and death.
The kidnapper was so worried he put Owen down in a vacant lot before escaping. A little boy who now has 2 new heroes in his life, Big Sis and Big Brother.
Instill in your kids that when they are out in the public, that if some adult comes up to them, they need to have that gut reaction and go the other way and yell and scream as loud as they can.
You are about to witness a terrifying abduction. A grandmother is walking with 3 toddlers. Now look at this stranger covering himself with a blanket. Without warning, he violently snatched the littlest youngster, a 3-year-old girl. The stunned grandmother chases after him, leaving twin brothers bewildered and alone.
Did you see how out of the boy, he's like, what the Like, let me rewind that back.
Warning, he violently snatched the littlest youngster, a 3-year-old girl. The stunned grandmother chases after him, leaving twin brothers bewildered and alone. You can see this little guy hysterical over what he saw.
The grandmother was babysitting her grandchildren and walking them home from a park here in the Bronx, New York when it happened. The grandmother gave chase, so did the Good Samaritans who heard her screams. This is where they cornered the kidnapper. He put the child down and then calmly walked away as if nothing happened.
Then he jumped on a scooter and rode off. Police found him 3 hours later sleeping in a store doorway and identified him as 27-year-old Santiago Salcedo. He smiled for cameras as he was taken away for his arraignment. Furman Bracero was one of the Good Samaritans.
So 4 people went after him.
Plus the grandmother.
Did anyone grab him?
The grandmother got close to him.
When you saw him try to take the child, you started yelling.
Yes, I said, put her down, what are you doing? Thank God that we were all here and we all did the right thing.
I spoke to the mother of the young children.
How is she doing? How are the kids?
Kids are great. She's still shaking. We will get through this. She's the greatest mom in the world.
Security consultant Bill Stanton says grandmom was faced with a terrible choice. By going after the kidnapper, she also had to leave the twins to fend for themselves. She did the right thing.
She addressed the imminent threat. She went after the assailant, screaming, letting people know. Thank God there were other people in this gas station to step up. They were prepared, not scared, to make a difference.
The suspect is charged with kidnapping and endangering the welfare of a child.
Hell no.
You're watching what authorities say is the attempted kidnapping of a 6-year-old little girl. She's okay because she did everything right, screaming as loud as she could, causing the creep to let go. And wait till you hear how Dad chased down the bad guy. Megan Alexander has details.
It's the terrifying moment that a creep grabs a 6-year-old little girl and allegedly tries to kidnap her. Little Kennedy Nash was doing her chores, taking out the trash, when the man walks up and inappropriately touches her. He starts to walk away, then turns back, takes hold of the child, and apparently tries to haul her away. The little girl lets out a blood-curdling scream and runs back inside. Today, her parents Ricky and Mandy Nash are giving full credit to their brave daughter. How proud are you of your daughter and her quick thinking?
Yeah, she was super brave. She listened to what we have taught her and what she's seen on TV. And, you know, she screamed and she got away, thankfully.
Little Kennedy recorded this heartbreaking video about her frightening ordeal.
I was taking the garbage out. This guy walked over me and then he held my hand and took me. And I screamed and ran inside, started crying.
After Kennedy ran inside, Dad Ricky knew he had to take action.
I went after him like he still had my daughter with him because I didn't want him to go out here and do something to another kid.
That's Dad Ricky Nash in the Silver Saturn, looking for the man who was on foot. Nash finds him hiding at an auto body shop down the street in Hamilton, Ohio, and calls police.
He's trying to hide in between the cars from me.
Nash is now out of his car, confronting his daughter's alleged kidnapper. Police arrested Derek McPherson and charged him with abduction and inappropriate touching. Inside Edition security expert Steve Cardian says what happened in Ohio is an important reminder for all parents and kids.
She pretty much did everything right. She was verbal, she screamed, she attracted attention, and she fought back, making him leave her there and go out for a softer target.
He told 4-year-old Bella and her mom what to do.
That's it. Condition her to react to someone that is a stranger, and you might want to even do some role playing with somebody that you know to begin with, and then somebody that you don't know.
As for this traumatized child,
I just want people to know that they need to have talks with their children. They need to teach their children that this can happen.
She is so lucky. Her parents say they won't let their daughter go outside by herself any longer. They're also considering moving. By the way, less than 1% of missing children are abducted by strangers.
Don't be like them. Please don't be like them. Watch your kids. But y'all Fronto fan.